Okay, so I just wanted to start out this morning talking about how excited we are with the addition of Matar Diop. Got a commitment from him a couple days ago, and he's officially signed now. So add some much-needed depth for us on the front line. 6'9", almost 6'10", with a 7'3" wingspan, and a tremendous motor. So really excited about that addition to our roster. It just really brings us an element that we didn't have on this team, with the ability to protect the rim. Athleticism gives us a lob threat, and a really good pickup for our team. As far as the trip, I've been really pleased with the practices. We're going to go over there very shorthanded on this trip with different guys that are still recovering from some off-season injuries. We had Rink masked for the first 6 practices, and he brings us just a different dimension at the 5 spot because of his ability to shoot the basketball. He's got a beautiful stroke, as good a stroke as anybody in our roster. And when you have a big that can step away and draw the other big away from the basket, it just opens up a lot of really unique things that you can do with your offense when you have a 5 that can stretch the floor like Rink does. He left to go play for his national team a couple days ago. I know he's excited about it. I was talking to him yesterday, and they play Poland this upcoming weekend in 2 friendly games, and then he'll start competition for the Dutch national team. Keisei continues to do really good things over in Japan, and we did not have him for any of our practices, but for him to be able to represent his home country in Japan, where they'll play the World Cup games in Okinawa, is very exciting for Keisei. As far as players that we will not have available in Spain, Josiah Allick has recently been cleared for all non-contact activity. He looked really good. We're putting him through some of the things within our system. We're playing him at multiple positions, and he's made great progress, but he will not be ready for any competition. Hopefully when we get back from the trip and resume practices resume workouts once we get back to school on the 21st, we'll be able to clear him for some contact drills. Jawan was cleared on Friday for full activity, and we're being very cautious with Jawan right now, but it was great to see him getting up and down the floor again in a scrimmage. We did about a 10-minute scrimmage with our guys. We only have 10 bodies right now. Jawan was our 10th, so really we haven't been doing a full 5-on-5, and it was good to see him getting up and down. He just, he's just such a tenacious rebounder, defender. Shot looks good with him being able to work on that shot with his left shoulder, still being able to work a lot with his form. So great to have Jawan back out there on the floor. Just don't want to rush him back and do anything. These games are a good experience for us, but in the grand scheme of things, they don't mean anything. So we're going to be careful with Jawan. Sam Hoiberg will not play in Spain. He's dealing with some knee pain. And again, we're taking the cautious approach with him. He got great experience at the end of the year. There was 2 schools of thought on Sam: play him over there and then get a couple weeks break when he came back, or just try to get him healthy now, and the rest has done him a lot of good. So he'll hopefully be resuming full activity when we start our workouts again the week of the 21st. Blaze Keita is not ready yet for any type of contact. He has not done any non-contact full speed. He's just getting back into shooting, spot shooting, and starting to work on some of his lateral movements with the off-season ankle surgery that he had as well. So you lose those guys, as well as basically having 2 open scholarship, the 1 open scholarship, and now Matar, who will not be on the trip with us as well. So we're going over there very shorthanded. Brice Williams will be our tallest guy over there at about 6'7", and then CJ after that at 6'5". So it's going to be some challenges, but, again, these trips, to me, it's all about bonding. It's all about chemistry, opportunity to go over to a beautiful country and really learn a lot about their culture. And we've got a lot of sightseeing things that we will do over there, and just looking forward to getting our guys over there on a trip where they can really spend a lot of quality time together.
So besides Matar and Rink and Keisei, will everybody else go on the trip, just not play?
Everybody as of right now is going on the trip, yes.
When you were so shorthanded like that, what do you hope to gain on the floor?
Yeah, the thing that I'm excited about, it gives guys opportunity that didn't get a lot of minutes a year ago. Gives Ramel a great chance to get good quality minutes over there. Cale Jacobson's been really good. I've been really pleased with Cale, and he's played a lot of positions. He's played the 5 for us in some of the scrimmages that we've done, but he's just a guy that really understands the game. So I'm excited to see what Cale can give us over there as well. It's going to give Juwan a chance to knock some rust off. He won't play a lot of minutes, but hopefully we'll be able to get him about 10 minutes a game just to get his timing back and get the game, speed of the game, get used to it again. Gives opportunity for Eli Rice, who is really talented. He got it going in a big way today in the scrimmage that we did when Juwan was out there. And he's a guy that still is learning, and it's going to be a learning process for Eli, but he had his best day today in practice, so it gives him a good opportunity as well. Eli, he's got some things that you just can't teach. He's long, he's athletic, he's got a beautiful shooting stroke, and it was good to see him get it going today. So, again, just to see those guys that didn't get a great opportunity a year ago to get some quality minutes is an important part of this trip.
Most of those updates sounded pretty good in the big picture. This was the one where it sounded like there's a little more time. I feel pretty good about him for the season, or how's that tracking as far as that goes?
Yeah, it's a great question. I do feel good that he will be back. And, again, we don't play till November, and we start essentially with our training camp. September 27th, I believe, is the first day of official practice. So we've got some time with Blaze, and we're just, again, we want to get him to a point where this doesn't keep reoccurring, the pain in the ankle. So some days are better than others for him. We're trying to push him through the pain threshold on certain days. The biggest thing right now is getting the mobility back in his ankle. So, he's probably about where he should be right now, expected. Josiah is way ahead of, I think, where he should be right now. So, again, it's just making sure we're patient. Blaze gave us some great minutes at the end of the year, and obviously we missed him in a big way the last game of the year. So it's important to continue to get him on track and hopefully get him healthy for the start of the season.
I don't think Brice was here the last time we talked to you. What have you seen from him since he's been on campus and working so far?
Yeah, he's only been here on the court for about 2 weeks. He was finishing up a class in the first 4-week summer session, and he's really, really talented and really skilled. He can shoot it. He can handle it. I think we're going to be able to use him in the post as a mismatch perimeter guy, and he can really guard. He's got great feet. Obviously, learning from Ron Sanchez, who was in the Virginia system for a long time. He's got great fundamentals and great feet on the defensive end, and again, I think gives us really good versatility. But yeah, he can really score. He's just a natural scorer, and he can score it at all 3 levels.
Could you expound a little bit on Matar and just how that kind of came together for you?
Yeah, he played in an event in the first recruiting period in July in Atlanta, the NBA Academy, and just Ernie Ziegler was down there watching, and he called me right away after the game and said, "I'm telling you, there's a kid down here that I really think can help us." And then he watched him another game and said, "He's better than I thought." And then he played a third game. He said, "All right, we got to offer this kid." So we got in there early, and then some other schools, big schools, threw an offer at him. We were very fortunate to get him on a visit before the dead period started, and he really liked what he saw here. And again, to add a quality big with that type of size this late in the game is a huge pickup for us, especially needing depth on our front line with everything that we're dealing with right now. So just, yeah, excited to add him to the mix.
Yeah, back to Cale for a second. Is his development trajectory sped up? Is it similar to Sam Hoiberg? So, how have you seen him grow in the last
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison, Sam, is he just has such a great understanding of the game, and he knows the system, even though he didn't play in it a lot last year with playing pretty much every position you can think of on the scout team, which I think helped his development. Cale's always one of our best workers. He's always in here getting extra shots. He's really worked on his shot, and he's shooting without hesitation right now, which is great to see. And, again, you just get a guy that has a tremendous understanding of how we want to play on both ends of the floor. He's tough. He's strong. He's not going to back down from anybody, and he's really gained the respect of, he did last year, but with him being eligible now to play, he's going to be fighting for a rotation spot. There's no question about that.
And Ramel chose to return. He was okay with that. What do you hope to see from him specifically in Spain?
Yeah, the thing that we all love about Ramel is versatility, and he's got really good size. And, again, to be able to go out there, he's going to play a ton over in Spain, he and Kale both, and just continue to progress with everything that we're looking for him to do. I'm playing him with the ball in his hands. I'm playing him off the ball as well. But, again, with the size and playmaking ability that Ramel has, we need that right now with what we lost and the three playmakers that had the ball in their hands the most last year with Derek, with Sam Griesel, and with Emmanuel Bandamel. Yeah, we're going to need Ramel's playmaking.
What are your big picture besides giving guys quality minutes over season? What else does this do for this program?
Yeah, the great thing about the foreign trip is, I don't know whose phone this is, but, the phones don't work over there unless they're in the hotel. And sometimes their favorite activity is to go back and lay down in their hotel room and check their phones. But, it makes them and forces them to sit at dinner, and instead of sitting there with their device in their hand, they have to have conversation, and they have to get to know each other on a more personal level. Another thing I've been pleased with this group, they've really taken off from what last year's team did as far as building off-court chemistry. They're spending a lot of time together. They went bowling last week. I think Brice bowled at 235, which is pretty darn impressive. But they're spending good quality time together, and this trip gives us, again, a really good opportunity without those guys having the device in their hand all hours of the day.
What are your plans for that open scholarship?
We're still looking, Amy. I don't know if anything will happen. Obviously there were some things at the end of last year, some things popped, and, it's nice to have that open in case somebody does hit the transfer portal late, or, we're continuing to track international players as well. But, yeah, it's got to be the right guy. So we'll be patient with it. If we don't fill it, we'll see what we want to do.
Taking teams on a couple of trips now, right? What have you learned from those past experiences that you're using going into this one?
Yeah, I have. I took one team at Iowa State. We went to Italy, and then my first year here, we went on a trip to Italy as well. So, again, just the opportunity to spend quality time and to get the players that did not have as big a role last year, get them good quality minutes. But, again, the thing that are most beneficial about these trips really is the practices. The 10 practices that we will have. We've got 2 more. Tomorrow will be an off day for our guys, and then we'll practice Wednesday, Thursday, and then fly out on Friday. I think we leave 3:45 in the morning and then have a 6-hour layover in Charlotte, which isn't ideal, but, it is what it is. And, just go over there and really get a chance to bond with each other.
Who have you seen as sort of maybe the culture or vocal leader this time?
Yeah, I think it's really going to be by committee, and we're still trying to figure that out, Sam. The guys I'm really trying to lean on are the guys that were in the program a year ago, Jamarcus, CJ, Sam, even though Sam hasn't been on the court much at this point. Josiah has great leadership ability with his voice. Brice has a lot of experience, so we're going to be leaning on him for leadership as well. So, again, I think what Sam Griesel and Bandamel and Derek, what they provided for us from a leadership standpoint, we've got some big shoes to fill in that area, but I think we've got a lot of capable guys. There's certain days where we're louder than others, and as I told them after practice today, that's got to be our constant. We have to be able to be a team that can communicate with each other consistently. That will help us win ugly games when you have a team that's going to continue to rally around each other and talk to each other. So, we still have growth to make in that area, but I think we're making strides.
Why Spain as opposed to Italy or anywhere else?
I don't know. That's just what Luca said. Let's go to Spain. I said, okay, let's do it.
I didn't know if it.
And Barcelona is one of my favorite cities in the world. I absolutely love Barcelona, or Barcelona, I guess, as we're going to call it over there. And then I love paella, and Valencia is the paella capital of the world.
Got the guys here, so maybe one more. I know you'll be without Rink on the trip, but it sounds like you've been really impressed, and he's kind of fit the roles you wanted him to fit, right?
Yeah, and I didn't mention him as far as his voice, but it was a lot louder when Rink was on the floor. He talks on both ends, and he picks things up. An unbelievable worker. And, yeah, I've been really, really impressed with what Rink has provided us. He gives us some of the passing and playmaking that Derek gave us a year ago, being our leader in assists, but also the ability to stretch the floor to me is a game changer. When you have a big that can step out and knock down shots, whether it's Rink, whether it's Josiah, when you have front court players that can stretch the floor, it makes your job a lot easier as a coach.
Non-conference schedule is a little different than previous years. What was kind of thinking going into setting that up?
Yeah, I mean, we got three really high-quality games with obviously Creighton and Kansas State are both going to be top 10, one home, one on the road. And to get back to the Pentagon, it's such a cool venue. I scheduled a game when I was at Iowa State to go up there, and I know how much fun and talking to a lot of people at Nebraska, how excited they are for the game where we should have the majority of the fans in a game against Oregon State. And then we're playing some really high-quality mid-major games. And, you know, just hopefully a chance for us to build some momentum going into the season. You know, we've got a lot of new faces. I think we're all still getting to know each other, but, you know, I think our non-conference schedule will be good for us. We're going to have some challenges, some tests heading into the 20 Big Ten grind schedule that we're going to have to play. So, yeah, I'm excited about it, and I think our guys are as well. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, questions for Brice?
What are you looking forward to most?
Taking on a new opportunity. I'm looking forward to taking the next step in my development, playing on the bigger stage, just playing in front of the fans. I know it's going to be a whole different atmosphere, and it's all exciting. It's all exciting.
What's the last couple of weeks been for you? I mean, just with the adjustment, moving to Nebraska, playing with this new team, how's that all gone for you so far?
It's been very busy. Moving itself is hard. You know, buying furniture, moving into my own place. After practice, you know, I'm handling my house stuff. But on the court, you know, I've just been loaded with all the new terminology, the concepts, and everything. But it's been nothing short of a good time. I mean, it kind of brings me back to my freshman year when I first got to college, and I'm learning all new stuff, and I'm messing up every time. But, I mean, I've actually taken a different approach where it's not getting me down. It's more so this is the next step to get me better. This is the next stage in my development. So it's been a good time.
How valuable are these extra practices for you and some of the other newcomers here?
They're very valuable. Do a lot of 5-on-0 running through plays, so it's just getting smoother, more and more smooth every day. You can tell the difference from the first day I've been on campus running plays and today. So the concepts are getting down.
What do you think of the offense for Coach Hoiberg?
It's free flowing. It's fast paced. It's hard to guard. It's hard to guard when all the players are on the same page. It's gonna be tough for teams to guard us this year. With our scoring, with our shooting, with our passing, we're really unselfish.
How's it going getting everybody on the same page when there's a lot of new guys and then there's guys that are playing international this summer? How's that been?
It's a lot of new guys in it, but it's a lot of experience, and the experience kind of seals the gaps. The more and more we play together, the more and more we practice together, the better and better it'll get. So we just have to lock in every day in practice, and like Coach said, just talk a little bit more. Talking kind of covers up a lot of things, and yeah.
Really took off at the end of last season. Can you explain kind of what elevated in your game, you think, as your college career has progressed?
Just being more aggressive, not just focusing on offense. I can be aggressive and make a difference in the game without scoring. I can rebound. You know, I guess my numbers towards the end of the season jumped. Talking, that was big. Leadership was big. Just focusing on different aspects of the game besides putting the ball in the hole. That's what really made my game jump and made us go to the next level.
What do you perceive your role being this year with this team? I know you got a lot of incomplete parts, but what do you think you're going to bring to the table?
I'll definitely bring scoring to the table, leadership to the table with my experience. I also bring defensive versatility. I mean, I'm a slim guy, but I can guard 1 through 4. So that'll be very valuable. I can handle the ball, so I can play multiple positions on the ball. I bring a lot of versatility as well as a lot of the guys on the team. So that just makes us that much harder to guard and that much harder to score on. 235 in bowling. I had a great day that day, and then I followed it up with maybe 180. I'm not a great bowler. I honestly just had a great day. I just had a great day. Yeah.
You're not half bad. I mean, you have to have bowled for some time to be able to.
No.
Really?
So I started talking to my now girlfriend in maybe February, and we started going on bowling dates. And me and her are so competitive. We're so competitive. And she bowls a 130, 150 consistent, and I bowl like a 170 plus.
You've just been bowling for 6 months.
Yeah, a few months, yeah.
Watching, like, you
YouTube videos on like how to get better, or
I watch YouTube videos. Me and my boys will go. I watch YouTube videos on golf. Me and my boys golf. Any way I can get a competitive edge, I'll start watching videos and trying to learn, because I don't want anybody to have one up on me. Me and my boys are competitive. My girlfriend's competitive. We play card games, and like she'll storm off and go to the room because I beat her. And I'm the same way. It's just, I guess, just how I'm wired.
Anything else for Brice? Thoughts on the trip?
Well, it's gonna be 10 days. It's a long trip, but it'll be a good time to bond. Good time to get to know the guys. It's all new to everyone. And then it'll be a good experience throughout the country, taking in the sights, spending a little bit of money eating different foods. It'll be a good time, just something different to bring us together.
You talked a lot about leadership and wanting to take on that role. Is this kind of an opportunity? I know you've only been here for a few weeks, but to really elevate yourself and be a veteran vocal leader with all on and off the court stuff?
It is. I never really wanted to be a leader necessarily. I never sought out to be a leader, but it's kind of like happens naturally. Just whether it's shared experiences, whether it's just guiding somebody, it means nothing to get there alone. You always want to reach back and bring somebody with you, which is what Sanchez taught me, my old coach. So leadership is big. Leadership takes a lot, but you're nothing if you're not bringing anybody else with you. You don't want to get to the top by yourself.
All right, thank you, Brice.
Seat a little wet, Joe. I'll switch the chair for you.
What are you most excited for this upcoming trip?
So for the Spain trip, well, unfortunately, they have not deemed me clear to play, or at least in like full go yet. So that part kind of stinks. But on the other side, I get like a 10-day all expenses paid trip to Spain. I get to watch some basketball and go to the beach and eat some Spanish food, and definitely not upset about that. But obviously wish I could spend like the hour or so on the court with the guys those days.
Yeah. How are you feeling in terms of just your rehab process?
It's been going well. Obviously this is my second go around. I got my other ankle done last year, but definitely in like a good place right now, especially just on like the trajectory I'm on. Like haven't had any hiccups and just been able to kind of continue to progress, and they've been doing a great job just monitoring me and not just being like, obviously I've gotten very frustrated with some of the pace we've been moving at, but, I just got to, keep that trust in the medical staff and what they have planned for me, and just like the rehab and progression that, our strength coach Kurt and trainer Andrew have put in place for me. But, so far I've been feeling really good with everything, so definitely feeling optimistic.
With being limited on the court, are you doing extra things off the court to develop your presence as a leader and get that voice in the locker room?
Yeah, so, obviously since I can't, I've started to work into some of the, like 5-on-0 stuff on the court. So I've been able to kind of be out there with the guys and, just, try to bring some energy that way. But, when I'm not, like, with them on the court, I'm usually on the side doing my own, like, extra work with either Kurt or Andrew, or like doing individual workouts with Coach Nate, or some of our GAs like after practice or during practice. But the great part about this team that I've touched on previously was, this is a very like just kind of collective like group of guys. Like we don't really have any like, I guess you'd call them like cliques. And being really in like my 5th year, there definitely are teams that kind of develop. Like, even if guys don't hate each other, there's kind of like, okay, like these guys are over here, and then like there's these guys, and you really only mix like in practice. Like this is a group where, if guys want to like go hang out or go do something, it's just like a text in the group chat or guys just talking in the locker room, and if anybody wants to, it's not really even like an invitation. It's just you just kind of talk about plans and guys go, and so it's kind of been nice to build those connections early on, just through June and July. Just in the locker room, like doing work, or like on the court doing, after practice stuff, or just outside of the gym, just hanging out with them, and kind of build that chemistry that way. And hopefully once I'm able to get back and do a lot, basically for the most part, like a full practice by about the time we get going in August, I'll really get to build that kind of court presence and relationship with him as well.
You excited to see what it looks like when all the parts come together? You think about that a lot?
Yeah. So obviously it's been kind of a unique situation. You know, we got Brice in July. We just lost Rink after having him in June and July. We lost Casey obviously for the summer, and he'll be back. I mean, obviously I wish him the best, but I'd like him back sooner than later. And then obviously, you know, we just signed the one kid last night, and so he'll be joining us in August. And then, you know, maybe one more. So I'm definitely really looking forward to kind of getting everybody back together and really like learning and getting to experience just like everybody's tendencies. Because obviously, you know, I've heard a lot about Casey, who's going to be like obviously a major part of our offense this year, and just kind of how exciting and, you know, kind of sporadic he can be on the court. And, you know, kind of my job and the role I like to take on is being like a really good just kind of like glue guy and facilitator, and like finding those areas where I can really just like take the team up another level. And so kind of learning his like tendencies and just movements and his just kind of like feel for the game in person is going to be really valuable. But I mean, he'll probably be back by about the time I'm going 5-on-5 with the team. So I mean, not really any super rush with that. But I'm definitely looking forward to kind of getting to really feel it. 'Cause I mean, I've been building my scouting reports from the sideline, you know, getting back so that way I can give guys a nice defensive presence once I'm back on the court. But obviously, you know, it's better being able to actually be out there than just having to watch.
You're pretty excited to play on two good wheels too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
felt like last year you were hindered still with the one.
Yeah, no, I mean, the difference I felt playing with even just like my left ankle fixed was ridiculous. And so I'm really hoping that, you know, this right one gets to that same level that this left one was. And I mean, I could really make another just like major jump just with my like, explosiveness and just kind of pop and like defensive versatility. Because obviously I was still able to do a lot of really great things last year. But I mean, kind of like you said, like I was kind of playing with one flat wheel. And so if I can get that one back and just kind of be able to just focus on just playing and not, you know, like trying not to roll my ankle every 2 minutes, I think it could, you know, lead to some pretty exciting stuff.
So what's your scouting report say about Eli Rice? He's the one true freshman here, who's here right now.
Yeah, so, I mean, funny enough, like today he had a really good practice. They did like a 15-minute scrimmage and then some extra like little just like segmented stuff. And I think in like, you know, like the 15-minute scrimmage or whatever it was, I think he had like 8 or 10 points and was like the leading scorer. And it wasn't even off like him like forcing shots. He just kind of got him in the flow of the offense, which is a really valuable thing for someone, you know, coming into, you know, obviously being a freshman and at this level as well. Being able to show that poise and that confidence, be able to take the shots when they're available, maybe making yourself available to, you know, just be in a position to score. Because obviously there's that transition of, you know, jumping from high school where, you know, I don't know exactly how they played in high school, but for the most part, usually it's just a little bit like kind of run and gun, like, you know, let the talented kids go. But, you know, he's been adapting to the system and, you know, I mean, it hasn't been perfect. Like, he's definitely had a learning curve, but he's doing a great job adjusting. And, I mean, I think the best thing is that he's a very well-rounded player. You know, he showed the potential to be a great playmaker. I mean, the shot confidence is no kind of worry. He hasn't had any problem feeling comfortable taking shots in practice. At some times, it's honestly a little bit like, okay, let's tone it down a little bit. But, yeah, just, like, kind of keeping that poise, knowing that, you know, you are playing against a more orchestrated defense than just one-on-one, not getting yourself in, like, bad situations, like getting trapped in the paint or things like that. But, yeah, he showed a lot of great upside. And, obviously, he's already pretty well built and he's athletic. So, I mean, I think the biggest thing for him is, like, if he can really develop a consistent, like, high motor, I think he has a very – I mean, obviously, I don't know what the coaches are talking about, but I think he has a very strong chance of getting some legit minutes this year. And I don't know what capacity that might be, but, I mean, he's definitely showed the potential to be in that position. Thank you, guys.
Right on.